Sky Squad, we are back in the building, and we have got to talk about the fallout from last night's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. Y'all, the drama is getting intense, and the fallout continues from Mel and Destiny's Ponderosa from last night, y'all. Listen, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. We did our recap for the episode last night. It was episode, what, 5 of season 4, called Coins to Make and Not Friends to Fake. And the episode featured a sit down Ponderosa style with Melody and Destiny as they attempted to hash out their friendship. And if you watch the show, you will know that it did not go well at all. In fact, it went quite left. And not only did it go left on screen, but it also went left online. Okay. As we have some leaked text messages from Destiny as well to prove her point, in which she also calls Melody a master manipulator once again. Okay. And for those of you guys who know, she called her that during the show last night as well. So, where do we all begin with this? Well, let's take it over to our friends over at the Love and Marriage Huntsville page on Instagram, where we can actually see exactly what Destiny had to say. Now, when going to check Destiny's IG stories today, the stories look like they have been either deleted or they have expired. And I always hate when they expire or seem to be deleted before, the end of that 24-hour period, because I'm always like, if you post it, just leave it up there. You said what you said and, stand in it 10 tones down. But whatever the case may be, she did enough for us to actually get a glimpse of it. Thank God we have Love and Marriage Huntsville to actually capture the drama before it went down, literally. So let's get into what was said in these messages, okay? So the first appears to be, and I'm going to put the alleged here because these are screenshots of alleged text messages between what appears to be Melly Mel's, who I would assume is Melody Holt, and Destiny Payton, which I'm assuming is the messages in blue. So it says, because as you guys may recall, Melody read some text messages between her and Destiny from some dates, I think either in September or October. I can't remember the dates from last night's episode, but I know that some of you guys will. So what I really need, honestly, is a timeline of events. It for whatever reason, Destiny feels like they did not communicate with each other during the time after filming ended and between the reunion, and Melody feels like they did via text message. So here is where we are. The text message reads on Saturday, August 28th, where the heck is my girl, Melly O? Mel O, do I have to come stalk you or are you shutting off the world for a second? And then another text message says, what's up, Mel, with the eye emoji. And then on Tuesday, September 7th, there's a message that we cannot read. Okay. So Destiny, I'm assuming, wrote, where was this part? And I'm assuming this is what she meant by, you know, um, that maybe Melody didn't read this during the text message threads that she was reading from last night. Although to be fair, um, during the episode as she was reading those text messages, Destiny kind of seemed like she didn't really care about the text messages. I think that what Destiny is wanting is probably more of a friend, and I just got to say this, probably more of a friend like Letitia. Letitia seems to me, based on her conversations with Kimmy from the previous season, where they were having issues about communication, Destiny probably seems to be a bit more of the type of friend that would prefer verbal communication, like phone calls and talking on the telephone throughout the day. And me being a texter and more and less of a phone person, I can sort of understand how that can be a little bit of a conflict of interest, especially if you're building a friendship and you don't really quite understand each other's communication styles. That's really honestly where I think that the breakdown of this whole situation happened. And there's a second part to that, but I'll get to that in a second. So here is the next page that were of the text messages that were leaked. There's, I guess, a music, something in music that was sent from Apple Music from Melody, or what looks to be Melody, and some emojis. And then on Friday, October 15th, it says Mel. So I don't know if at some point during this period of time, Mel had changed her number and was reminding Destiny that that's who it was. And then in blue, from which I'm assuming is from Destiny, it says Jimmy reached out to me trying to get in contact with you. He asked for your new number, but I don't give out folks' numbers. That's very wise of you, Destiny. I don't do that myself. I try not to, at least without asking for permission. Anyway, the person who appears to be Melody says, "Who is Jimmy?" And then the person who appears to be Destiny says, "The landscape guy, grass cutter." Then the person who appears to be Melody says, "Oh, okay. I wonder why he has my new number. He just texted me yesterday, but okay." The person who appears to be Destiny says he said he couldn't find it. So above that, it appears as though Destiny has written the after reunion. So maybe the reunion was filmed at some point in October. I'm not necessarily sure. I would have assumed that the reunion was filmed in November, but I'm not on production with OWN, so I really don't know. But it says new number was given to someone you just heard talking crap about you. So I'm assuming what she's saying here is that if she's saying that Melody maybe had heard her and Letitia's conversation about her, so why would she give her number if she was so upset about it? And then she says, make it make sense. She says, this also proves we hadn't been in communication because I didn't have your number. So apparently, Melody had definitely changed her number, at least based on these text messages here. And then she says, like I said, hashtag master manipulator. So again, she calls her Melody a master manipulator, as she did during the episode last night, if you happen to catch it. All right. So then the next message thread reads this. All we can see is at the top that it says Tiffany or anyone for that matter and do. And then the person who appears to be Destiny says, huh? You want to talk? Eyes, huh? We recap what happened at the reunion. Yes, let's talk. And then it says LOL from Melody, or who the person who looks like it's Melody on the text message thread. And then it appears as though Destiny says, like I said, recapping the reunion, hashtag receipt. Just landed. I'm so confused. I'll be in the Ville all week. Call me. So then on Sunday, October 17th, she says, just reaching out so we can carve out some time to talk. Let me know what works for you. I'm here, Huntsville. And then Melody, or the person that appears to be Melody, says on October 18th, how's Wednesday? And then it says that works. When and where? We can go to your spot, another, and I can't read the rest. And then there was a post,
Spoken to Melody
basically a
since we
clip
left.
from the reunion, wherein Carlos King is asking Destiny about the state of her friendship with Melody. And she's saying she didn't know. So I guess what the text messages do prove to me, the text messages from last night and the text messages from, that were read last night and the text messages that we're seeing today, are that they were in communication in some way, shape, or form. There was a brunch that was had, I guess, after the reunion as well, to, I guess, maybe get on the right page, but I'm just trying to figure out, it's a difficult timeline to sort of understand because we don't know when the reunion was filmed. We don't really know when the brunch happened. And then we know that we saw the reunion in December, but we don't know what happened after that. So I'm assuming the two ladies had not talked after that December airing of the reunion, but prior to the airing of the reunion, after the reunion was filmed, sometime between October and December. I'm just trying to be Inspector Gadget here and figure out the timeline. But it does prove that, hey, they did have conversations. Conversations were going on. They just don't seem to be of the nature of, hey girl, how you doing? How is your morning going? You want to meet up for coffee later or something like that. And again, I feel like maybe that is why Destiny and Letitia would probably be better off as friends, because I feel like they may have a more similar communication style. And it seems like maybe Kimmy and Melody have a more similar communication style where they're not talking to their girlfriends as much every day. And I can definitely relate to that. However, Mel did respond to some of this on her Instagram. I don't see the Instagram stories still up, but our friends over at Love and Marriage Huntsville did happen to catch Melody's
So
live.
somebody
And here
DM
are
me. I
some
saw,
things that
from the
Melody
reunion. I
had to say.
apologize for what I apologized for. Correct. I wasn't as available, and I'll say it till the lights go down. I wasn't as available. But we're not going to act like you weren't hearing from me. And I said it, and it is what it is. We're not going to act like I didn't invite you to brunch. I got the text. Hey, you want to go to brunch? After filming was over in August. So I still apologized for not being as available. I do still, because I do pull back and get my energy back. Got to get my energy on point. So I apologize for that. But at the same time, the facts are I was contacting you. Destiny posts and receipts. Okay, let me apologize for whatever I may have done. And that's what I did. So I will apologize all day for not being as available. I apologize because I wasn't as available. And I pulled back, but I pulled back from everyone and everything because filming always does is so much. And if you've never filmed a reality TV show, um, you might wouldn't get it, but trust me, it's a lot. On top of kids, businesses, and all of that, it's a lot.
So one thing that I can say for sure and for certain is that what she's saying is absolutely 110% true. Just from my limited experience with film and reality television, I can only tell you from the perspective of someone who was in front of the camera is that, it is a very long, grueling process that takes a lot out of you. And I only filmed my show for about a month. And I know that after the end of that month, I felt like I needed a break from in everyone and everything. Like I felt like I was a completely changed, different person. And I was not myself for probably a good 3 to 4 months afterwards because the process was so intense and you go through so much and so much is asked of you and you give so much of yourself that it is a difficult process. But I do also agree with what she said in that maybe she could have expressed this to Destiny in a way that maybe Destiny maybe could have understood it a little bit better because my spidey sense tells me Destiny was probably in a more sensitive place because she was going through the things that she was going through, like being on public assistance and that sort of thing. So I don't know. I can only say that these are two different communication styles, and I feel like these ladies have crossed their wires, and I don't think it helped here for Melody to hear Destiny and Letitia commiserating about her or maybe just venting about her during the behind the scenes of the reunion. And I think it just set Melody off in a different direction that probably there was not really much coming back from because I think that there may have been a little bit of trust lost there with regards to their friendship. But I think for Destiny and her part, maybe she was, talking to Letitia to try to get a better understanding of, maybe why she wasn't hearing so much from Melody. I really don't know, to be quite honest with you. The whole situation is very fascinating to me because it again, as I stated last night, it reminds me of the breakdown of the friendship between Candy and Phaedra on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. And, ultimately, based on last night's conversation and then what we're seeing today, last night sounded like it was the end of the friendship. Melody in her live sounds like a bit more apologetic today, although Destiny today sounds more like she's 10 toes down and calling Melody a master manipulator. So I don't know where this friendship goes. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. Can they bounce back from this? Should they bounce back from this, or should they just go their separate ways? Let me know down in the comments down below, and I will catch you in the next video.